Hello everybody and welcome back to Genshin Impact. We're continuing where we left off, and as you could tell, some things have changed. We have a new friend, new little floating friend, and we're just gonna continue with the quest that we were doing. Okay, well, did I not do that when when I went and claimed everything that I had to claim? Because I don't like doing that on camera. Cool. Okay, well. My cough seems to be slightly better now. That's all stuff we can go do. Where is the teapot? Yep, there it is. So we're heading that way. Wait, where? Oh, here.
Miss Yenfei, what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the Orin laid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus Jadeite after all.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus Jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossel's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus Jadeite in his...
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some and then he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Lila, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
Sorry, I didn't really comprehend that part. Let me just check something.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share them with you in due course.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yenfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this
Say,
contract?
mister, I'm not crazy.
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track. It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yenfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now, and I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page.
Jesus.
Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
Paimon, I feel you. That facial expression about just how much paperwork has to be done, reminds me of my job.
Contract has so many pages.
Okay, I do like that she called it brain juice.
Alright, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
Let me mute my mic real fast. Okay, I will be right back. I gotta go turn something off. Okay, I'm back.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away. I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before.
Can I just go look for the hairpins?
Hopefully this should be quite the experience.
I just want to go look for the hairpins.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because the other guy's a scam artist?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. But either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to get our hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it.
Yep, there it is.
But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... where can we find someone who processes ore? Ah, I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when it comes to working with stone and ore. If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
He's right behind us. Hey, that's the guy we talked to. Well. Ha! I almost went in the water, but I didn't.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh! It's you, Miss Yenfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win?
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnine merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any...
A Snezhnine merchant named Crossel, you say? I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus Jadeite.
Oh god. My new pet is in the screen? Oh,
that was
no.
the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus Jadeite or not.
Hi, little pet.
But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them.
Oh, I love the floating pets, but boy, could they just interrupt a good cutscene.
He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
What's the button for my... No, that's not it. I can't remember which button did, like... my own... Didn't I have, like, a button for elemental? Nope. No. Oh, wait, now I remember how I'm supposed to enter that. Yeah, this one. Yeah, I couldn't remember what button it was, or where to go for it.
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings. Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give elemental sight a shot. So, did you find anything? So they really
So what I
are
was just
different.
doing.
But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards? That's pretty awesome.
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price, and, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
Thank you. Somebody put this back on the correct rail.
But never mind, Shoko. Why would Mr. Crossell...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
He's right there. He is 5 steps away.
Miss Yanfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir.
Oh, God,
Mr.
he's-
Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus jadeite, uncut.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why you need them?
Oh, I have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign here on this affidavit.
Oh my
This
God.
document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store. Please read it carefully.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yanfei, but might I know the nature of the incident
mouth-
on this occasion?
Oh no, it's my pet peeve in games where when the character is talking but their mouth isn't moving. It's very much a pet peeve.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny what he did.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling.
The actual hairpins, they shouldn't be that hard to find.
If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think.
What the fu- Where'd you get the book from?
Jewelry. Nope. Aha! Got it! Sinxie. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many people?
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish.
Yep. Sounds like regular government shit.
As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite a popular service indeed.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard to understand and...
Yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices.
Oh, so that's where the book came from. How does it... Okay, well, I'm just gonna stop asking questions.
You memorize?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know? Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Cincy.
Can I just say, I love my little dragon who's just always so happy just to be there. Just like always just floating and playing with the little eggshell. It's kind of like Grogu from Star Wars, his little egg. It's kind of like that. I love it. Where the heck is this chick? I gotta go see. This way. That was the wrong button.
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened?
Did they have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. I'm just here to ask you a few questions. Has a merchant by the name of Crossel asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Krosel. Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? Yeah, he came to me with a chunk of something he called Smaragdus Jadeite. The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, I found an older... This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently, which is why I remember it so well.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Miss Cincy, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossel commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus Jadeite?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Mr. Krosel wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf.
Oh, what a great way to get in even more legal trouble.
I also kept a copy for my records. See for yourself. The item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Phoenix Pins. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the ministry on it.
Thank you, Cincy. Now, could you let me borrow this document?
Sure. It isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it then that there's been some more trouble?
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it. Thanks again.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
Must be the nature of legal commentary or consultancy? There it is. I'm
I
tired.
believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need to make one.
The weirdo with the snake around his neck? What do you want to speak to him for?
Paimon, you can't just call him a weirdo. Why, Paimon? No.
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that Smaragdus Jadeite is harmful to the human body. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our hands, we can wrap this case up.
Join the Adventurers Guild.
Well, I know where he is, so...
Please, show me your prescription.
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs.
I can't place my finger on it, but the way he talks does in fact remind me of the way like older English people speak. Maybe that's rude, but it just reminds me of it.
And if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well? Now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire?
Or
Some
eccentric
charlatans
British.
peddling ineffectual medicines again, no doubt?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises. The 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains, and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it.
Well, that's pretty obvious. Confirmation. I'm tired.
It is abundant
It is like
in
1
elemental
a.m.
energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality, and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yenfei, and given the specific nature of your question, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical peculiarities of Smaragdus Jadeite?
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr. Baiju.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus Jadeite recently. A Snezhnayan merchant came to ask me about it not long ago. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment. I wonder, Miss Yenfei, if your pressing business might be related to this Snezhnayan merchant?
Okay, how the hell is the back of his, cape thing working? Like, what? It's like floating, yeah. They all do that, so I don't particularly care about that part. But it's like flowing in the wind and, like, clothing, and we are in a building.
You needn't concern yourself about that,
It all of a
Dr.
sudden just
Baiju.
got dark.
Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make sure to compensate you in due course.
You're too kind. Take care now.
Can I just say, I still love, like, Lumi's, like, outfit. It's great. Like, I love Lumi's
Baiju
outfit.
guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need.
Also, can
Let's
I
go
just
find
say,
Mr.
I wonder how her skirt works. Cause like any like flared skirt like this would need like extra layers underneath it to actually like fully keep it flared like this all the time, or it just looks stupid. So like, how the fuck is this working? Now, I'm not saying it's not possible for a dress to be like this without a bunch of layers underneath, but it would need at least a couple to stay like that, so... This way. Yeah, F it. I'm just gonna jump off in front of these kids. Well... It's still a crime in this game that I can't pet the dogs. Does he have a vision? He appears to not have one, so...
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a final figure for the amount payable.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yanfei?
Of course. According to the stipulations of the contract, Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
I love the cold way she said it. Or not cold, but like, just the way she said it. Just, actually, no, it is kind of cold. Her facial expression is actually quite cold. It's not like happy or anything.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss Yanfei.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this. I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus Jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see your evidence.
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine.
Oh, yeah,
Traveler,
well...
please produce the evidence in question.
We're gonna start with,
This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and an affidavit signed by the business owner, Chateau.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite and Smaragdus Nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the Nephrite, he returned the valuable Jadeite core to me, and some Nephrite samples remain in the store. What am I missing exactly?
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all.
Hard evidence, something legally binding. We have just the thing.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows that the ore inlaid on the pins is indeed Smaragdus Jadeite.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either.
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hair...
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shows...
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed yet. Traveler, would you do the honors?
What?
Smaragdus Jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus Jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall serious. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus Jadeite?
God, man, her face is cold. God dang. Wow.
I had no idea.
We have evidence that you did.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item, I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient, considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence... I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait! I knew.
Okay, yep, there it is.
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear, Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus Jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand...
Huh? No, The hairpins aren't actually...
Yep, there it is.
Aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus Jadeite? Is that what you were about to say?
Okay, well... I'm sorry, my floating pet has very bad timing in the background. Just a flipping and being all happy.
You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora? Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
Are her boots different colors now that I look at it? Or it could just be the sunlight. But boy, they look like they're different colors.
Yanfei's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was Smaragdus Nephrite.
Yep, there it is.
But I'm a victim in all of this too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of jewelry that would fetch a fine price. But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I was in a constant... I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money go to waste? That's why I had another
pay
pair
you
of
for
hairpins
it.
made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus jadeite. I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again.
I'll take it.
I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Jiqiao...
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then my days in this line of business would be over.
You already fucked yourself by selling fake stuff in the first place, my guy.
Alright, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora, and that is final.
10 times?
Crosel looks like he could faint any second.
Oh god. It is a stock animation, is it, when they crouch down and just like whimper in fear. It is a stock animation. It really feels like it because I see it so many times.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus jadeite.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that. Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them.
Ms. Jiqiao.
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead? I'll consider us even.
What? But all right then. This cursed rock's brought me enough grief as it is.
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn the Smaragdus jadeite over to you. I trust that it will suffice as remuneration?
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go. But whatever. It'll do.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit and express my thanks more appropriately.
Why couldn't we just go find the Smaragdus jadeite? I feel like that would have been more fun
Oh,
than
come
running
on.
around.
No need to stand on
doing legal
ceremony.
stuff.
Now, if I may confirm this again, Mr. Chow, have you and Mr. Crossell come to an understanding?
Well, yes, I believe we have.
Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so? That's good. That's good.
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I'd like to talk business for a second, if I may. I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and we have a fair stock of fine ores. If we could join forces, your jewelry designs and our choice ores, I think we could do some fine business between us.
Let me think for a moment.
Okay, well, this doesn't involve us.
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants too. All's well that ends well, eh?
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we end up searching all over the place for it. But this time, you managed to solve the problem with just a big stack of documents. Even though the solution didn't involve actually finding the hairpins.
The right solution depends on your perspective on the problem. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to reduce her liability to pay compensation. So, rather than looking high and low for some hairpins, proving that the rented item was nowhere near worth what the vendor had claimed it to be was the more efficient solution. An Adeptus. Speaking of, you took part in that battle, didn't you? In which case, You would have heard what Granny said. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it needs adeptal powers?
Yeah, probably.
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely disagree with your reasoning.
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit. I bet she's been on tenterhooks for a while.
Yeah, let's go. My character technically doesn't have a vision either, but we have elemental powers, like visions, but we can just randomly collect them. Oh, we're kind of like a Pokemon catcher, just we can only have one at one time, but like still we can use it without having any real issues. So, what I'm saying is, our character is just overpowered, effectively.
You've returned. How did it go? Were you able to find the Smaragdus Jadeite? Good, good. Then we have all the materials we need.
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you. All right, then. Go see to your business. Granny should be able to handle the rest.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars get discounts too.
I feel like we're gonna need those legal services, aren't we? Just a hunch, compared from what I've seen from all the other, like, new nations and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna need those legal... We're gonna have a lot of legal issues.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot.
No.
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
Running away.
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he stood beside Rex Lapis. Indeed she is. Liyue has changed, and the Adepti must also learn to change. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the city among us all. Liyue is not the same place I once knew. All right, then. Let us speak of this no more. Back on topic. I believe that I still owe you a little gift.
Oh, Paimon's so excited! How is it made?
It is but a single teapot. It shan't take long at all. Just wait here for a moment.
Okay.
There we go. This Serenity pot is all yours now. Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, oh goodness, who knows what might happen. Take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them if you wish to make your teapot a little more lively inside.
Wait a minute, Granny. How exactly are we supposed to use this teapot?
Just touch it, probably.
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot. She will explain everything you need to know about it.
Ganyu? Possibly? They said little. Or is it the zombie child? Chi-Chi. There it is. I always want to call her Quip, but it's Chi-Chi. Okay, so... How the fuck? Yeah, I'll go over there. Right, I can ascend my character. I just haven't done it yet. We're gonna go with this one. I really like the mountain. This is dope too. I'm sure I could probably change it whenever I want. You know what? We'll just go with this one for right now.
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside than Madame Ping's! There's even a great big house in the middle, too!
Heck yeah!
Huh. But there's just a whole load of nothing around it. Hey! There's a perfectly good house right over there! Still, why is it so empty here apart from that house?
There's something floating on the porch.
Oh, wait a second. What is that?
I have a statue I can place, so I'm super happy about that. Who
Well,
is this?
it seems that we have a visitor. Oh,
Oh, wait. I think I remember. I think I have seen at least someone like this in game.
Ah, it's Tubby! From a distance, Paimon thought it was just a huge finch.
Yes.
So you're
So
the
we have,
little helper Madame Ping mentioned?
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, she did summon me here.
Oh, God.
She told me much about
I know it's a
you.
bird, so it won't talk, actually. But, like, I know that it's a finch, but, like, oh my God. Like, if you're gonna make it big and make it talk like a human, please make the mouth move. Please and thank you.
Back when we met in the Mondstadt Tavern,
Yep.
I had a feeling that we would meet again. It seems I was right, but it's still a nice surprise to meet you here. You may leave all matters regarding the upkeep of this realm to me. Your journey may be far from over. Though it is the Adepti who create realms such as this, they generally do not have the time of day to attend to the banal matter of their maintenance. Thus, we teapot spirits were created to help guard their realms and manage their affairs. You may consider me a butler, if you will.
Well, wouldn't it technically be made if you're female? Well, to be fair, she has the finch has a female voice, but they want to be called butlers, so I don't know.
Now, allow me to explain this realm to you.
I do not know.
Have you any blueprints on you?
Hmm.
Specifically, blueprints with beautiful rooms, chairs, and the like. As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this realm however you...
Blueprints? Oh, that's right! Granny...
Yes, these are the blueprints I'm talking about. Just commit the image of the objects, then simply release the thought from your mind and the object in...
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then...
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point. He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adeptal power, even that has its limits. This world
Fair
is not
enough.
a true one, after all. It provides merely a moment of brief respite from the mortal realm, not a means of escaping it.
A golden-eyed adeptus? Paimon wonders, who could that be?
Either Zhongli or or I don't think it would be the little Xiao. I think how you say his name. I'm tired.
I hardly remember myself. What's more, I have never seen that Adeptus again since. Well, let's not dwell on that. Have a look around. Best you get accustomed to this realm. If there's anything you would like to ask, just look for me.
Okay, well. Ooh. Can you put the Finch in different outfits? Because if I can do that, I'd be super happy. Okay, cool. So, actually, yeah, let's go inside. So, room 1, room 2. I'm assuming it's the same on the other side. Is there no, like, back door or anything? Okay, then up here we have room 1. Nice little sun area. That'll be fun. Room 2. Okay, well, it's obviously not much in here, and I will work on furniture stuff. We will go ascend my character, because I am, in fact, tired of seeing that. Nice trees. Oh, we get a lot of room to work with. Holy Jesus. This will be fun. You guys can imagine what I will be doing when I'm not recording. Oh, this is
How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
Ah, well, I fell. Later. Okay, well, fine. I'm gonna put down like a workstation. I think I'm gonna put it over here. I can probably move it later, obviously, so we're just gonna... My assumption is probably, yeah, that... I can put this thing up? Oh, dear lord. I don't need to put it up, but I'm going to. I want to know how big it is, though. Open air workshop. This is what I was looking for. Oh, okay, so this is how you do it. Okay, that's cool. Oh, okay, so cool, you can just do this. I can put people in here, are you kidding me? Oh, well. How many people can I place at one time? Is a better question. Man. Okay, well, how do I, okay, and then, how do I hold? Okay. Okay, well, I placed down a table. I guess that counts. Alright, so we're gonna go outside now. I'll probably pick it up later and move it and do other stuff. You guys get to watch me struggle. Yay. This is what I usually do anyway. Meh, I have to learn how to do it somehow. Why can't I just, right? Yeah, I have a statue. Da, 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 da. You know what? Let's put it over here. At least for the time being. Wait. Yeah. I can already see how well this is gonna go for me. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, while we're out here, we can plant some trees, because I'm not going to be an eco-terrorist in my little area. We're going to do trees. Actually, I feel like I like how they're just part of the selection. Okay. And my recording is about to end. Da, 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 da. Alright, well. This is cool. Okay, so... Okay, well, I'm just gonna end the video here. Actually, I'll end it outside. Cool. Hopefully this will be a good thumbnail. Thank you all for watching, wherever you are. Have a very good day. Goodbye.